Quilters and Sewers, Heidi Perfetti here. This is day 2 of me sharing about the brand new Janome M7 Continental quilting and sewing machine. And today I want to touch upon a couple things that I wasn't able to share with you yesterday. The very first thing I'd like to share is about the extension table. It is very important that you have a nice, smooth, even work surface if you can't sink this machine into a table. And one of the nice things that Janome provides is this extension table. And it is completely adjustable. So you can flip this table over, and of course you can fold down the legs for storage or for travel. But in addition to that, it has these rubber pads or feet, which you can adjust to the right or to the left. And that will allow you to make those adjustments to line your table up to the bed of your machine. I've already gone ahead and done that. So when I slip this back onto the machine, you will see that I have a nice, smooth, flat work surface to quilt on. So that's a very nice feature of this extension table. Another great feature that I forgot to talk about yesterday, incorporated into the machine, is telescoping thread pole. So in my case, where I quilt very small pieces, I use an invisible thread, a monopolyester thread on the top thread of my machine, and I use a thread net. In addition to that, I use in my bobbin a very fine 100-weight thread. In this case, it's black to match the back side of my quilt. And what is so great about this telescoping thread pole is that I can now thread my primary thread through my machine, and also, which I touched upon yesterday, has an independent bobbin winder. I can keep my secondary thread, which is for my bobbin, wound and ready to go to wind up those second or third bobbins that I may need to quilt my quilt. And I want to show you just how quiet this bobbin winder is. So I've engaged it. There's a button on the top of the machine, as I mentioned yesterday. You push it to engage it. It's so quiet. And that'll wind that bobbin at just the right tension that it needs to be until it's full, and it will automatically shut off. So while that's winding, let's talk about the top thread for a minute. So I have inserted a very fine needle, and what I use generally for quilting mosaic quilts is either 70-10 or 75-11 size needle, and that's because when I'm quilting my designs, I want very minimal holes. I don't want you to see the quilting holes as that thread passes through this quilt. So I use a fine needle and fine threads to do my quilt work with. Okay, so you can see that I have threaded my machine. I did have to manually put my thread through the eye of that needle, and that's because the automatic threader will only work from a size, I believe it's 75 upwards, okay? So not your real coarse threads and not your very, very fine threads, but your semi-fine to higher threads. And you can see right now the bobbin winder just stopped. So, and the bobbin winder guide went back into position, and now I'm ready to take off that bobbin, and I can clip the thread, and the bobbin's wound and ready to go. Another really nice feature of this machine, which I didn't realize yesterday, I was searching all over the place. How do you change the needle plate? I was looking for a lever on the lower part of this machine to pop the plate up. Well, they've made it computerized, completely computerized. Janome has. So now what you do is when you hit your, by the way, your stylus is located over here on the right hand side of the machine, a handy little slot. You press your lock button, and it locks the machine for protection purposes, of course. and you click your needle plate, and automatically your needle plate will pop up out of position. So now I can take my standard 9mm plate off of the machine, and what I like to stitch with is my single hole needle plate. I can pick up that particular plate guide, which has the left, middle, and right positions, and I can insert it, lay it down, and hit my lock button, hit the close for that message, hit the lock button, and now that plate is locked into place. It's ready to go for single needle stitching, which is absolutely wonderful. In addition to your standard needle plate and your single hole needle plate, Janome also offers that third plate that comes with the machine for your HP Performance, along with the HP Performance foot. Just such a great amount of features that they offer that actually come exclusive with the machine. So that's a great benefit to quilters and sewers out there. And let's see, what else can I talk about? I think those are the things that I wanted to touch upon today. And if you stay tuned, I'll share some more with you in the future. And be patient with me, because this is my second YouTube video ever. So, you know, yesterday I realized I repeated myself a little bit. I also scowled a little bit in the video. That's because the scowl is my concentration face. When I'm concentrated and I'm serious, I have a scowl on my face because I want to share with you the importance and the benefits. But today, I obviously am a little more relaxed and want to share with you some of the quilting features that I absolutely love about this Janome M7 Continental, and I hope you do too. Stay tuned.